Hello, I'm Denise Lanman, your host for Chamber Chat, and joining me is Dudley Fitzer, who is going to share information on the InConcert Series. Hi, Dudley.
Hi, Denise. How are you?
I'm really good. How are you today?
I'm just fine, thanks.
Good. You're here to talk to us about the InConcert Series. Now, to a lot of the people listening, the InConcert Series doesn't mean anything to them, but it is a very special and important series of entertainment that's being offered to our community that really benefits a lot of people. So start out by telling us what it is. Just what's your thought on what it is that they're going to understand and relate to?
Well, InConcert was founded in 2006 by Rick Parker. He owns the Fourth Floor Blues Club, and he got, he got together with several local nonprofits to come up with a way to do fundraising for them and provide good entertainment for the local community. So InConcert essentially was created to be an event coordinator. What we do at the beginning of the year, we're just now trying to finish that up, but at the beginning of the year, we go around to 40 or more local businesses and get sponsorships from them. All those sponsor dollars are used to pay for the entertainment and any expenses that InConcert incurs during the year, like we print up posters and we have flyers and we do advertising in various locations. And those sponsor dollars pay for all of that. When we have an event, each of the nonprofits, and there are 10 right now, we try to keep 10 to 12 nonprofits, get tickets to sell to these events, and any ticket money that they collect from selling the tickets goes directly to that nonprofit. It doesn't pass through InConcert at all. So that's one of the ways that the nonprofits that are involved get dollars out of InConcert's association. Last year, my Lions Club was the #1 ticket seller, and throughout the year we raised, I don't remember what it was more than $3,500 though in just ticket sales to the events. In a typical year we'll have 10 to 12 events throughout the year. We usually take the summer off. We do a thing in July. July 3rd is always the blast at the overpass, but we take August and June off because people are out, in nice weather doing other things, so it's hard to get them to come into a show. But all the other months we'll have at least one, and sometimes we've had 2 shows in 1 month. But the shows are a variety of things. It started out in 2006 because Rick Parker liked blues, so it was essentially a lot of blues bands playing. But since then, it has developed into, like just this last weekend, we had Drew Hastings, who's a nationally known comedian, and the place was packed. It was.
I had the opportunity to attend that one.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh, we thoroughly enjoyed it. He was great.
Yeah,
he was great.
It was a good show. And January we had the Reed Sisters, which is a magic show. We also have country concerts, we have rock concerts, we have a hypnotist show, so the shows have become much more varied than they were in the beginning. And like I said, some of our entertainment, a lot of it is local entertainment. Like with the Magic Show Girls, we had a local magician, Tony Truitt.
Tony Truitt, yes.
My band Crossroads plays at the blast at the overpass last year, and we had a country concert with a guy from Nashville, Tennessee that came up, Buck McCoy, and Crossroads opened the show for them. As a matter of fact, next month, March 14th, they're going to have a Louis Armstrong tribute band. It's called Satchmo Reborn, and they actually play in Las Vegas a lot with a local keyboard player, Frank DeVito. And Crossroads is going to open that show too. So I wear several hats as far as my involvement with InConcert goes. I'm the treasurer for InConcert, so I know that end of the deal, and I'm also the president of the Richmond Lions Club, and that's how I became associated with InConcert. Was I have a story for you. You have time?
Yes, I do.
I was one of the no votes to continue our 60-year tradition of the home show. Killing a 60-year-old tradition made me feel guilty, but it had kind of run its course. We had dwindling attendance, and it was 4 days of manual labor of setting up booths and running cabling, and then they doubled the price of on the rent of the hall that we had it in, and so it wasn't a difficult decision to vote the way I did, but I felt guilty for killing a 60-year-old Lions Club tradition. Plus, it garnered X amount of dollars in its last year. So I found out about InConcert, and I researched it a little bit, and it seemed to me like it was a thing where we might not make any money, but I couldn't see any way that we could lose any money. So the only thing we could lose was a little effort. And so it took 3 of my best sales pitches to the Lions Club members to get them convinced that it wasn't just long hairs and loud music, but that it was something that was beneficial to the community, and that I thought that it would replace what our fundraising efforts were that I got rid of in the home show. And our first year was only a partial year because we joined in March, so we only had 3/4 of the year, and we still more than tripled what our fundraising effort was in the last 2 home shows. So not only did we meet my goal, but we far exceeded it. InConcert is a really good idea in that the nonprofits, and I mentioned there was 10 of them. Can I say who those are?
Oh, yeah.
The Boys and Girls Club, the YMCA, the Hub League, Richmond Music Boosters.
Okay, whoops. What's the Hub League?
The Hub League is it's like a little league football league. It's like a little league in baseball, but it's for football. And the ex-coach of the Richmond High School team, Richard Bryant, has a lot to do with the Hub League. But it's another really good organization. And Kiwanis Club is in it. Of course, my Richmond Lions Club, Sunrise Therapeutic Riding Stables, Senior Opportunity Services. I'm going to leave somebody out. There's 10 of us this year.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I know that the Music Boosters for Richmond School Corporation is involved.
Right, yep.
Because that's the one that I'm associated with or know about, so I'm not going to let you leave them out.
Yep, the Music Boosters. In fact, Nicole is also the representative from the Music Boosters, and she generally is the one that takes the tickets at the door to most of our events, which I appreciate because as treasurer, one of my duties is to go through each of the ticket stubs because the numbers are marked on the tickets, and I have a spreadsheet with all the nonprofits, and I have to keep track of who got what tickets and which tickets were turned into the door, because that's another way the nonprofits make money. They get, like I said, the money they get from ticket sales immediately goes into their treasurer, doesn't even pass through InConcert. But at the end of the year, any money that is left over, we call it the kitty money. So any money that's left over from the sponsorship dollars that we haven't paid for entertainment or other expenses, and then we have several places locally like Little Sheba's and Jiffy Lube and the Tourism Bureau, Joe's Pizza. There's several what we call ticket outlets that sell our tickets to events also. So any money that they get from selling tickets goes into the kitty money because they're obviously not a nonprofit, so they can't keep the ticket money. So we put that in the kitty money. And then at the end of the year, It depends on the nonprofit. First of all, you have to bring in $1,000 worth of sponsorships for your nonprofit, and each one of us this past year, and I think already this year, all the nonprofits have reached that plateau to qualify to get a portion of that kitty money at the end of the year. And how that's separated is half of your kitty money comes from how many sponsor dollars you brought in, and the other half goes from how much ticket sales that were turned in at the door that were assigned to you. So the more tickets that you sell and get people to attend the events, and the more sponsors you can bring in, the higher percentage of your kitty money that is. And this past year, the Lions Club, counting the 3,000 or 3,500 that we got from ticket sales, at the end of the year we got over a $7,300 check from the kitty money. So our total for last year was a little over $10,100, which, like I said, was several times the home show and a lot less work and a whole lot more fun.
Oh my goodness. That's a significant amount of money for a nonprofit.
It immediately vaulted itself into our #1 fundraiser of the year. So yeah, it's been very beneficial to the Lions Club.
Well, and it sounds like it's beneficial to a lot of organizations. So what we want you watching and listening to do is, if you are interested in being able to attend some big name shows, then find the tickets.
Contact your
right.
Contact your favorite
So if you know
nonprofit.
somebody at the Lions Club,
Right.
or you know somebody from Richmond Music Boosters or the Boys and Girls Club, all of these nonprofits have tickets to sell, and that money goes directly back to them.
Right. And if you're on Facebook, there's several of us that post on Facebook if you want tickets for an event, to message us on Facebook, or you can always send an email, or if you know somebody, call them, you know.
What I see from a personal perspective is I get to support a not-for-profit that I'm sponsoring or supporting with my dollars anyway. But through this, I can add a little more and receive something personal back.
Right.
So I get to go see a great show for an extra whatever the ticket's going to cost me, and so I'm supporting the community and receiving something personal back. Usually we're supporting the community to have that branch out and go where it needs to go in the community. But this is one of the things that you actually get to receive, or can receive something personal back and enjoy it. So
we have 2 people that are on the InConcert board that are instrumental in InConcert's not only survival but going forward, and that is, I've mentioned him before, Rick Parker, who came up with this idea and founded InConcert, but also our president of our board, Brett Rowland.
and he's with
Whitewater Construction Company. So both of those people are local businessmen who have no connection with any of the represented 10 nonprofit organizations. So all the time and the work that they put in, they don't get a dime for. It's their gift to the nonprofits, essentially. And I can testify that both of them put in a lot of hours and a lot of work to make the InConcert Series a success.
I can only imagine the hours that are put in. So, but all of you are volunteers, right?
Right.
So you have a whole committee that works on this InConcert Series that brings these really neat shows to Richmond, Indiana, and offer it to the public. It benefits nonprofits, and all of you volunteer your time. So that is a bunch of pluses.
But
altogether.
when you're buying a ticket, or if you're a business or individual, if you're one of our sponsors and give dollars that way, it's not like when I would just give money to my Lions Club, or I give money to the Music Boosters. When I give any dollars to InConcert, it's helping all 10 nonprofit organizations.
Hey, that's a way to make your money go a long way. So it affects a lot more people than just one, or
Right.
so that's really cool. So, and how long have you been involved?
We joined not this past year, but March of the previous year. So this is my second and three-quarter year.
You do a lot of other things, though, too. And I know that when I was talking to you, I just have to put this in there because I was really excited. When I was talking to you before you came on the show, you told me that you play in a band.
I do.
And that that band was actually on the country music hit charts, wasn't it?
We were very lucky as far as the little local band goes. We've always been lucky as far as the little local band goes. Crossroads.
And talent had nothing to do with that,
talent
right?
had nothing to do with it.
Nothing.
But Crossroads is the band that you're talking about, and we were actually founded in 1979.
Hey, that was a few years ago.
What it was I was selling cars at the time, and one of the guys, Ray Ramsey, the bass player and bass singer, bought a car from me. And the very next week, Mike Gibbs, the 12-string guitar player, came in and bought a car from me. And he said, hey, we were thinking about, because they had a little band in high school called WE3, which included our original drummer, which is a local eye doctor, Max Bailey. And he said that they were thinking about getting together and wanted to know if I wanted to join them. And the whole premise was we were going to go to one of our front rooms once a week and play music just because we enjoyed it. Well, after about 6 months of traveling around each other's houses, we decided, this has sounded pretty good. I wonder if anybody would hire us. And so we went to the Elks for our first official gig, and it was for the Christian Women's Club. And I distinctly remember afterwards, I went out to my wife and I said, did you see my knees? And she says, what's wrong with your knees? I said, they were doing this. But since then, we have had the opportunity to open shows for 8 or 10 big-time entertainers from Conway Twitty on down in the country genre. And there's a thing now called CMA Fest, which is a week-long big deal in Nashville, Tennessee. Back then it was called Fanfare, and we had the opportunity to play at the Hyatt Regency downtown in Nashville, Tennessee during Fanfare Week, which you can't get in any of those hotels during that week, so we were very lucky there. But we also were lucky in that we had 3 of our 4 songs that we made records out of, and this was back in the day where they were actually vinyl with a big hole in the middle. And
those were 45s, right?
Yeah, we made 4 of those. 3 of them was our original songs, and 1 was a remake of an old Cow Seal song called Indian Lake. And 3 of the 4 songs got on the top 100 country music charts, and that's the same charts with the Alabamas and the Willie Nelsons. The only problem was we were on the wrong 25% of the chart. I think our highest one got to number 72, but still for a local band, that was quite an accomplishment.
And it just tickles me to sit and think. And I know there are a lot of people in our community that have no idea that you are part of a band that actually made the country music hit chart. And we have a lot of talent in Richmond, and it's really interesting to bump into someone who is really, yeah. I'm thinking, you're kind of a celebrity here, and I look at you like you're Dudley from the Lions Club and InConcert, and I work beside you day in and day out, and
that's
really,
because that's who I am.
That's true. But we do have a lot of talent in Richmond, and it seems to me like every time I turn around, I'm bumping into somebody who is from Richmond and has really touched a lot of people besides the Richmond community.
It's just like this.
Or Wayne County, for that matter.
It's just like this next InConcert event that's coming up next month. The band plays a lot in Las Vegas, which is a pretty big time event.
Venue, yeah.
And a local fella, Frank DeVito, plays keyboard for him. So, You know, who would have thought that? Unless you read Frank's Facebook post. I mean.
That's true. Well, you've been very informative, and it's been very interesting, and I think it's really neat to have a group of people that are giving so much, and it's just neat. You know, I get kind of choked up when there's so many people willing to help our nonprofits and to give to the local communities and to branch out and reach out to people.
You would be amazed at all of our sponsors.
And we're going to put a slide up with some of those sponsors on there, but we'll put the Facebook so people can go to the Facebook, and we'll put some contact information up so you'll be able to find out some more information, and you can contact the different nonprofits, get more information, and ask questions. So thank you very much, Dudley, for being here today and sharing all this good information and stories with us.
We appreciate all of those sponsors, from the big ones to the little ones, and we appreciate people like you who help the Richmond Music Boosters and all our other nonprofits make this a successful series.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Joining me now is Trevor Okerson, my co-worker at the Chamber. Hi, Trevor.
Hi, Denise. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I always do really good on this day, even if I am a little nervous in the background sometimes. Hey, I wanted to talk with you about the School's Cool program. I know we touch on this a couple times a year, but there's a reason why we do this, and we're just trying to make the people aware of this program that need to be made aware of it. So will you share what the program's about and why we have it?
I would be happy to. The School is Cool program is one of our really great programs at the Chamber. We do it because it recognizes the connection that good life skills as a student translate to good life skills as a worker. And there's the skills you're taught in school are the skills that you'll be using all of your life. Things like attendance, things like maintaining a certain quality of work, things like interpersonal skills. Those are all translate directly to the workforce. And so the School is Cool program is our way of recognizing that at the Chamber by recognizing students who achieve perfect attendance and maintain a certain GPA.
And this program is sponsored by First Bank Richmond and Wetzel Auto Crews. So they kind of started the ball rolling on this program because of those reasons you mentioned. They found a direct connection, and they wanted to make that people aware that connection is there. So our sponsors believe in this and the community and want to keep this program moving.
Yes. And they do a great job. Surely they see the connection of it, but they also see the benefit to the wider community. So I would say that they do it not only as a workforce development tool for them, but a workforce development tool for the wider Wayne County community.
Well, I wanted to share with you right now where I'm at and what I'm working on in this program, and that is the coming up of the end of the school year, which yes is a couple months away, but it's coming up, and we actually, for the School's Cool program, host an art competition or art contest. So everyone that has perfect attendance at the end of the school year and has for just this school year will receive a t-shirt, and the artwork that is on those t-shirts are actually submitted and chosen from students that attend the Wayne County schools. So we choose an elementary design for the elementary perfect attendance t-shirt. We choose a middle school design for the middle school perfect attendance t-shirt, and we choose a high school design for the high school t-shirt. We also, a couple years ago, added a graphic design. So if you're in I think it's called Photoshop, or if you're doing anything on the computer, any graphic design or artwork on the computer, you can submit those also for a category that actually we use to use as our School is Cool logo for the following school year. So there's an opportunity for 4 different art pieces to be chosen. The one thing that I want to emphasize is that you don't have to have perfect attendance to submit an entry of artwork. And you don't have to, and you don't have to be in an art class. You don't have to go through your art teacher or have perfect attendance, and that
anybody can
right,
participate.
Anybody at kindergarten all the way through your senior year at any Wayne County school can submit a drawing, a hand drawing, or a graphic piece. And
that just sounds so fun. I can imagine how exciting it is to be chosen for that.
We have had some really, really excited people and students, and they will receive a prize, and they will receive a t-shirt with their artwork on it. So, and last year, a couple of the parents also wanted t-shirts. So your parent might end up, or someone with a t-shirt too. And younger siblings could earn them. But anyway, it's a really neat part of this program that reaches out. It is a perfect attendance program, but this is a way to participate if you have had the flu this year and you didn't have perfect attendance this year, but you did last year, and the t-shirts are really cool, and you want the opportunity to have your artwork displayed. So we want people to know that. We want you to know. Ask your children if they know about this, and if they're wanting to put something together and draw something. If you'd like to find out what the kind of guidelines are for it, you can contact the Chamber office. So that's what we're sharing today on the School is Cool program.
That's really exciting. And once again, it's just a great program overall. The skills that they develop, even participating in this art competition, the confidence that can engender in a student is something that hopefully has a positive impact on their life.
Yeah. Thank you very much for helping me share this, and I know we'll probably share it again, but that's the piece we're sharing on this episode. Thanks,
Thank you
Trevor.
so much.